going to remember, because it's Optic Gaming coming from that elimination bracket for a rematch against Cloud9 of Pro Series 1 finals, Andy, where we saw Cloud9 pick up that win. But I have a sneaky feeling it's not going to quite be as comfortable a journey here for C9 as maybe some C9 fans are wanting.
That's right. Optic Gaming showing up here in a big way. These past few weeks have been very different from them. And when we compare Raleigh and post-Raleigh, of course, not getting as much scrim time as they wanted. Things like Raleigh travel, holiday travel, getting maybe in the way of a little bit of scrim time for them. However, it's been a different story for the past few weeks for Optic. They have their opportunity for revenge against the current kings of the HCS, Cloud9.
Now, Optic Gaming coming off the back of that tough series against FaZe are certainly going to be in the right mood and in the right frame of mind to think that they can take down Cloud9. The only thing that's going to be maybe in the back of their minds is it's not just beating Cloud9 once here, Andy, if they want to call themselves champions. They're going to beat C9 twice.
Twice. Not easy, right? Difficult to do it once. Very, very difficult to do it twice. Not impossible, though, because we have seen some epic grand finals resets in the history of competitive Halo. We'll have to see if tonight is going to be one of those nights. I tell you what, I'm down for it if that's the case. The question is, can Optic bring it and send us all the way? Game number one actually going to be Aquarius CTF.
Well, Optic are going to be warmed up on Aquarius capture the flag. That's one thing that's certainly in their favor as we look at our series layout. StelluR recharged the second game as well, which they also just played against FaZe, which is interesting to see as well. Now, Oddball Streets is our game number 3, and then we go over to Strongholds live fire. StelluR Bazaar is going to be our game 5 if we do need it before that bracket reset. But I'm looking at that series layout, and I tell you what, the game types I like to watch, Andy, which is the exciting thing, and we're not hanging about here as that first one is going to be in front of us already, is capture the flag on Aquarius, Optic versus Cloud9.
Fantastic to have a rematch here on our screens here from that last week, and teams that we've seen play against each other time and time again. Earlier on in Halo Infinite's lifespan, it was all about Optic, but now Cloud9, the reigning champs, they've three-peated in the last 3 events. They've won the last 2 Pro Series. The question is, can they win their 4th straight here? Getting into game 1 right now.
Yes, that 4 straight would be some record being set already at the start of Halo Infinite for Cloud9. And the question is for everybody at the moment, who can beat Cloud9, right, Andy? Optic, we've already seen them win the 2 first events that we had in the Halo Championship Series before we got to Raleigh. Back-to-back was so impressive from them, and it's no surprise to see them returning to that form that we expect from them. I get the feeling that Optic might be one of those teams that Cloud9 certainly won't feel as comfortable against in comparison to some other teams.
Certainly, and we talked about Cloud9 knowing that their opponents continue to get better. They are not sitting back. They're not resting on their laurels. They are not thinking we're the #1 team in the world still. A lot of this team, of course, world champions. And they're not approaching it that way. They know that teams are getting better. They know that teams are scrimming and putting in the hours to catch up to them. And Cloud9 knows that they need to stay a step ahead. And so far, week after week, they've been able to do that. The question is, what has Optic done over the past week since that last Thursday, 7 days ago? What have they worked on? What have they improved in order to give Cloud9 a stronger fight in the grand finals?
It's a really good question. How do you approach Cloud9 now as Optic Gaming? What have you learned from those previous series, from scrims, from whatever it might be, VOD review, all that stuff that these top players and teams, of course, do to make sure that they're in the best position possible when they do get to these matches? But I'm going to ask you a straight question here, Andy. What do Optic have to do to stop Cloud9?
I think it's just push the advantage. We saw them do it time and time again against FaZe. Here we are now into game number 1, Optic Gaming versus Cloud9. It's going to be a best of 5 in your grand finals. If Optic Gaming win, they'll send us to a second best of 5. However, if Cloud9 win, they will be your week number 3 champions.
But if you wanted to wonder if Cloud9 were thinking, hey, you know what, we're coming off the back of a little bit of a break, a little bit of a rest, if they're going to be heating up enough, yes, they are. Off the break here, already Cloud9 inside of the Optic base, already getting that flag moving and already forcing Optic back inside of their base to play some defensive work. StelluR getting that trade inside of the Optic base, or just outside of it in the closet. He's going to slow things down for a moment, but Optic having to play on the back foot almost immediately here.
TriPPPeY just trying to stay alive in the utility, able to also refresh his angle, actually go up top middle. So a nice little route there. He knew he had the flag cover. He's able to get away with it, but just want to welcome everyone to our grand finals here. Once again, it's Optic versus Cloud9, a rivalry that's already been developing, and it's amazing to have you all joining us here this evening. It's been a fantastic day of Halo so far. A little dynamo action going down, and we know it's going to be a fantastic grand final as well.
Optic lose 3 though. C9 Have to be aware of this player in the base. Lucid has to stay alive here. Eco will be taken down. That's going to create a little bit of a diversion on the map, and Lucid is going to recognize that. Look at this. Lucid, knowing that that flag is being pulled, decides to get a little bit fruity inside the base himself and get that flag back to the P side where he's expecting maybe the Optic players to be respawning. Looks like they are. Renegade's going to be on the flank though and picks up one, and now Pznguin's going to be sneaking behind enemy lines. He knows Pistola's here. Pistola's going to fly at him, and Pistola will get the kill and the touch.
Oh my God, talk about Ola things. Flies out there in a situation that you'd be positive was a trade. Ola stays alive. Now TriPPPeY's gonna be the one challenging. StelluR's gonna get that. This flag's gonna go home.
APG is in position to help him out as well, and Optic Gaming on the back foot to start things off, but now they're very much on the front foot. First flag goes in, a little start step coming in from TriPPPeY. Optic strike first.
Ola staying alive there is unbelievable and huge. Just not forcing the trade, somehow comes away, as you say, with the kill and the touch. Keeps everything alive. 3 dead for Cloud9 again.
I'm going to have to disagree with you for a very rare opportunity here, Andy. It's not surprising to see Pistola stay alive because it's Pistola. It's the only player who doesn't surprise me when he does something like we've just seen. But Lucid has that camo in his hand now as Optic look to press more of an advantage. Pznguin's going to be flanking down bottom mid, but not only the camo, the thrust as well means 2 dead here for C9.
My God, the plays from Lucid in that angle, that's a very easy cleanup from the player on bottom when they only have to hit 1 shot. Lucid knows that, so times the thrust perfectly just to get the extra jump on those shots and wins that battle as well. Continues to do damage up top. Another perfect kill on Renegade.
It's the commando in his hands as well, but there's going to be a heat wave in front of him, and StelluR. Important kill coming in from him. APG is going to be chunked as well by that heat wave. However, re-challenges aggressively, and that's what we want to see, right? We want to see Optic taking the fight to C9. APG with that challenge showing that he does not fear any of these players.
Little pre-nades top middle as well. Optic Gaming off to a very good start. These two teams are pretty even in terms of slays right now. 1 flag on the board for Optic, but they know it's a very, very long game. They need to play. They need to be ready to put a number of flags on the board or at least control the map for these full 12 minutes.
Renegade not really getting going statistic-wise at the moment. You can see 5 and 7 for him as he goes into the death screen once more. StelluR now having to do some clean-up work. He gets the broom out to clean out the closet. As Pistola's actually going to sneak behind him, and StelluR just did not spot him. He must have looked away from his monitor for 2 seconds or just been out of that peripheral view, but Ola made him pay, and now Pistola once again inside of the face and up in the face of C9.
Ola gets a triple, not essentially a triple there, a trade on Renegade as well. Great job from him. APG also staying alive, so man, back and forth between these two teams, and if these first few minutes are any indicator, Optic Gaming is here to play in the grand finals.
And they've got 2 players inside the base here. StelluR's going to fly, but he's only going to be met by APG. APG chunks away and picks up another kill inside of the base. Renegade's trapped to the back here, and this is fine. Oh, what? Somehow APG banks the shot off the wall and gets the kills. Renegade in the death screen, and you can see that flag already 3/4 of the way across the map here for Optic.
Every single piece of that heat wave spread had to hit on that bank shot. Unbelievable kill. You did not expect it to do that much damage, but APG places it perfectly in the back of the base. The flag will go back, but Optic still causing havoc. 2 dead for C9.
I was going to say, what's gone wrong there for Optic, though? Because it seemed like all the pieces were starting to click together, right? They had the flag moving, they had the kills inside of the base, and the other players were trapped on that respawn. So something hasn't quite added up there for Optic on that run. A little bit of miscommunication, maybe just a big play coming in. And speaking of which, StelluR is now behind enemy lines, gets that slide, and also has the thrust to just bait out Pistola as well. Wow. What a play that is from StelluR. So much to talk about there, Andy.
So much to break down. StelluR does a traditional toss. Here's the double. Also looking maybe for the triple. It'll get cleaned up. That flag should still continue running, but StelluR does the little drop side throw, but also thrust back. Not done yet. Kills up TriPPPeY as well to maintain that anchor on the flag. Look at this killing spree. Double kill. That flag is still running. Hasn't made it across the halfway line yet, though.
Yeah, I mean, it's just StelluR right now. He's not a loud person, but I'm sure he's screaming at Eco, just run the flag. Just run the flag. I'm doing everything. I'm killing everyone. And that's exactly what Eco does. 1-1 now, tied up in our first map of the series.
StelluR 17-9. This guy pops off in games, and it all started with that flag toss. He's able to toss it out and hit the drop slide throw, but using the thrust to stay alive on the flag. Look how pivotal it was, staying alive and killing everything and everyone in utility and on the flag as well. Amazing stuff from StelluR to allow that flag to go in. We're tied up 1-1.
Pistola, last player alive. All other players on Optic coming off of respawn. However, APG and Pistola combine to make sure that they can get the numbers back on their side. Pznguin going to be trapped, but StelluR once again in the feed. That's his 19th kill now. StelluR, he's plus 10 already in this game.
crazy numbers from this guy, and if you're on the side of C9, you are so stoked on what StelluR's doing. You are fired up. Ola gonna try to stay alive with this camo if he can. Could be a big difference maker in terms of map control.
2 kills fall in the favor of Optic. Pistola patrolling top middle. This is one place where historically Pistola has done his best work on any kind of arena map. Over the flag.
What happened with that flag?
Looks like it is going to be maybe not running the way that they wanted it to. TriPPPeY's going to pick up a double, and now there will be an opportunity maybe after he picks up this kill to get it moving once more. It's actually APG who's inside of the base. It looks like maybe the flag was missed, the toss out.
Okay, I think it's exactly what it was. I think you and I were both confused. I think everyone watching here on Twitch and YouTube also very confused. I think APG went for the drop slide and did not get the flag off of the flag stand. You saw him have to go back up the stairs, and that run does not happen.
Pistola's going to pick up the pieces, and even though it hasn't been the cleanest of runs here from Optic, they're still slowly progressing across the map. TriPPPeY's going to move and try and get this kill onto StelluR, and he manages to do so. If he can pick up this kill as well, but no, Eco goes for the 2-shot beat down there, and that was the difference on that battle being won. Lucid now sliding across for that touch. Can he get there in time? It doesn't look like he can.
Lucid seconds away, and like you said, making sure to clear out TriPPPeY off of top dynamos was the difference maker. That flag will go back. So with 4:40 on the clock, tied 1-1 still.
Eco gets taken down by Pistola. Pistola hit some really good shots today as well. He's currently 9 and 12, but has 9 assists to his name, most on his squad. StelluR now challenging from that closet. However, there's going to be Renegade just with a little tap to the back to put Pistola into the death screen once more. 2-4 here for Cloud9, excuse me. Optic once again trying to get that flag on the move.
Trying to throw the back of the base here. Oh no! Pznguin picking up a kill he shouldn't have. StelluR doing the same.
I don't know how StelluR survived there, but he's alive and he's got a double kill as well. So StelluR doing some magical things. Renegade now thinking about getting that flag back home, as Optic did get it pretty far across the map. And it looks like it has gone home, and now Renegade's actually running one of his own, so Optic now on the back foot. Renegade trying to make that play and stay alive. StelluR on the flank, can't quite connect. That's a big kill from Lucid, but Renegade should be here to clean it up. Eco with another. And now Pistola has to make some magic happen, and he gets one.
Gets the kill, has help from TriPPPeY as well. Another player goes down, so this should be an Optic return. Somehow they fight back. The flag will go back home, and Cloud9 picking up kills they had no business picking up in the back of the base, but still the flag will reset and we stay at 1-1.
That was a ridiculous oh my sweet Jesus, TriPPPeY. Some movement, a little bit of bouncing up and down, and a little bit of help as well. And now he's looking to repay the favor to Pistola inside of the base. Eco in a 1v1. Eco will win that one, but TriPPPeY picking up kills means that he's going to be at least able to take one down from Cloud9, as now Eco moves towards that utility room. 3 players dead momentarily from Optic as well. Pznguin with the assist as well, as Cloud9 starts to now swarm across the Optic base.
Ooh, StelluR thought maybe he should have gotten that trade there. Will not trade with the heat wave. Instead will die bottom middle to Lucid. Lucid probably going to get a top middle angle in a second. That's something Renegade has to be aware of as well.
APG crossing 20 kills here as well for Optic. Pznguin picking up a double. APG going to be ticking away. And you can see the Renegade has his reticle focused onto the man in the back of the base. That's going to be him eliminated. Lucid spawning on the fridge will be taken down. And even though that is my favorite place to be inside of a fridge, Andy, unfortunately on Aquarius CTF is the last place you want to be on the respawn.
I was going to say, a tough place to respawn. Love going there all day, but tough place to respawn for sure. StelluR just tries to stay alive bottom middle once again. Wins a big battle against Lucid, and it's going to be 3 dead for Optic.
He really is not losing battles, and with that, Eco is going to be running that flag. 2 dead here for Optic. Pznguin's going to be top middle. He secures a camo, and more importantly, the second flag goes in for C9. They turn this one around.
With less than 2 minutes as well. That could be the game-winning capture on the board, especially with this camo control here for Pznguin. See what they could do here against this battle. It's going to be a traded out kill with APG, so that's going to just leave Pznguin up top to control and patrol. Maybe take down Ola as well.
The confidence.
Makes easy work of him. Confidence, and will maintain camo as well.
Knew he had first shot and just went, okay, cool, you're shooting back. I'm going to win this fight. I'm going to win this fight. And that's one thing I love about the way that Pznguin plays when he's playing at his best. Isn't afraid to take a fight. Here's another example as APG gets eliminated. Surely doesn't turn 3 here. Oh, I tell you what, it was close, but Ola gets a little helping hand from a friend. This time, it was Lucid.
Moments away there from seeing that triple develop. C9 continues this flag run, going to be beginning with 1 minute on the clock. C9 might even win this game 3-1.
Lucid picks up one. Top pick. Renegade, though. It's a race against those players from Optic respawning. Has the flag back into his utility. Penguin's on the flag as well. Lucid and APG, though, making that flank. Other players should be in position. Maybe there's a player behind Renegade, but it does not matter. Lucid is there, though. StelluR is going to have to try and take him down, but no, Lucid survives. Help coming in, and C9 4 dead.
That was 4 dead for a second here. Can Optic turn this into a cap? 37 seconds left. They need to capture right here.
Not the first time we've seen Optic knowing they have to cap with just a few moments left. Penguin trying to take down TriPPPeY.
Oh my.
Penguin does it as well. Double kill for him. Pistola knows he needs a touch on this flag. The dynamos are going to be enough to slow that down. C9 double stack that return, and with 18 seconds left, that might have been the play that saved C9.
TriPPPeY's your guy. APG was on the flank. TriPPPeY is the only one, I believe, already in the back of the C9 flag. He has to make something here. 8 seconds.
Penguin wrapping back behind as well. Keeping an eye, but there's a heat wave for TriPPPeY, but Penguin is there. A killing spree, some great shots, and a map 1 win for Cloud9. They were down by 1, Andy, but they turned it on when it matters. And I tell you what, StelluR, he is playing some lights out Halo Infinite at the moment.
1 kill away from a 30 bomb. I think he dropped 29 in that game. We'll take a look at the stats in a second, but a close game, but one that Cloud9 closes out comfortably in the final 2 minutes of the game. Also stopping that last run, a big double from Penguin and a dynamo push, 29 and 18 for StelluR on your screen there.
Yeah, 29 and 18, 9 assists alongside it as well. Killing sprees, double kills, everything you want from a performance in a grand final coming in from StelluR once again. Almost repeating what we saw from him last week, Andy. He was the standout for C9. And he's looking to do it again in the finals.
Also 5 double kills. Just think about how that opens up a game. If you have a teammate going 29 and 18 with 5 doubles, that essentially is as long as everyone else is shooting, that opens up 5 opportunities for you to really get control of the map, really get control of the base as well. Here's a look at the damage.
Yeah, only StelluR crossing that 7K mark. On the other side of things, Optic, you can see the damage coming in. Ola just not quite up there as much with the damage, but matching what Eco did for his team. So it's a very tight game between the two, but the story continues, Andy. Tight game, who wins? C9 win.
That's right. C9, very strong performance there, and look at this play. Here from Ola. Flies in. And look at this second shot. I mean, what on earth? Some of the shots bank, some of the shots hit directly, but here's the play from StelluR. Look at this toss. Flag toss goes down for Penguin. That allows StelluR midship style to anchor from the flag. He right away starts to just run loops around utility. There's another kill for the double. Almost gets the triple kill on Lucid as well. Guess what? Not done yet. Jumps up on the flag. He's going to pick up this one yet. He's killing everything. And like you said, he's like, someone please run this flag.
Eco finally obliged, but I mean, what a run that was from StelluR as Eco put home that flag to was eventually the winning flag as well between the two teams, but Optic did have chances. This play from Penguin as well. Look at that little drop slide just to get the momentum. And poor old APG in that position. It's so tough, especially on controller, to just whip your reticle across at a player moving at that speed, Andy. That was the difference in that fight for Penguin.
That was the TriPPPeY push at the end as a killing spree for Penguin. Penguin knew there was one player who might have overextended. It was indeed TriPPPeY. TriPPPeY in a very difficult situation. Jazz has to win a huge risk 1v1, unable to close it out, but it was the entire game that Cloud9 was able to get control of towards the end. They will win game number 1, 2-1. Getting ready for game number 2, StelluR here.
Now, C9, before we started the show today, we heard from the last week they're saying our Slayers aren't as strong maybe as some of our objective game types. Well, if they've been working on it, then they might be in a position here to put themselves in a very healthy position. However, at the start of this game, the only team that's in a healthy position is Optic. They have 3 kills to their name, and most importantly, almost as importantly, I should say, Pistola has the camouflage.
Got the camo and the repulsor in hand. We saw just how deadly he was with that repulsor earlier today, and we've seen him do some wild wizard things in the back. 6-1 to lead here for Optic Gaming, answering back in game number 2.
Sword going to be picked up as well by Pistola, and he still has some camo to work with, so that is a scary combination. Here's Lucid with a shock rifle at the moment. Let's see if he can raise the energy prices across the world even more than they are at the moment. With a couple of headshots. As Renegade now challenges down on those batteries. Lucid is going to hit one in the feed. Renegade going to be traded out at the moment. We change away from Lucid with the power weapon. Hey, surprise, he picks up 2 headshots with it.
Look at that play from Renegade. That is a rehearsed play. Nice shot here from Lucid to stay alive against StelluR, but Renegade off of the bad ledge, pre-nating bottom control like that. I mean, that is a set play that you know that man has worked on. It gets him a little bit closer now, 11-6 in favor of Optic.
Where are the power weapons, though? Eco, at the moment, Doesn't have any to work with. Does have some frag grenades, though. Lucid now going to be put under pressure by Pznguin. Pznguin with a couple of grenades to go down. The plasma's not quite connecting. Ola is there to pick up a kill on Renegade in the feed as well. And at the moment, you can just see that C9 are just kind of trapped. This is what C9 do to people, and Optic are doing it to C9.
Right, 15 to 8 here now. Optic's gonna be very happy with how these last few moments went, just as it looked like the game was gonna get a little bit closer and maybe even go the way of Cloud9. But Optic continuing to trade out at a good cadence here. Long haul control for Cloud9. We'll see how the side of Optic can push out of control. And also blue.
Renegade's created the opening here. He's picked up that first kill in the 4v4 situation, which now means they can push. But TriPPPeY's there with a sword, but traded out almost immediately. Now you see APG pick up one, but this push is initiated by C9. This is what they do so well. You get that first kill. They're not afraid to then push the numbers. But while all this is happening, iGtUrPistola has his second camo of the game.
Look at Ola. Sneaky, sneaky Ola. Grabbing that camo once again. Knows that some things might be a little bit safer around yellow and tower, so just gonna take a look at this little bit of batteries route. If he gets eagle-eyed here, it could be a problem, but he makes it across, grabs a needler, and now gonna make this elevator push.
It almost feels like Pistola's in spectator mode right now. He's just kind of walking across top middle, kind of just taking in everything, but not finding any targets. But he does have a needler, and he does have a Pznguin in front of him. Unfortunately, he's also got the rest of Cloud9. If he could stay alive, that would be massive, but a trade there for C9. Not the worst of the situations, as StelluR with some wonderful shots once more with that battle rifle will bring this one even closer.
Yeah, Ola gets caught out of it. He does trade there. He had good angles. The needles didn't connect just because you had a player scurrying away over to blue, and it's unfortunate. Cloud9 really wins that engagement. They shut down the camo, and you didn't have the exact long-haul C push that you might have wanted from the side of Optic in that moment, so it was 3 dead just like that. 3-kill game.
Yeah, Renegade just did something pretty nutty off screen as well. I think he got a stick and picked up a double kill because of it, where it was one of those situations where you think that maybe Renegade's dead to rights. With that, they have complete control. They now are only down by 3. Renegade also has a grapple and a shock rifle. He also has iGtUrPistola in front of him, and he takes him down. And now with that one play from Renegade, it's a 2-kill game. APG's going to challenge. Renegade accepts it, but neither player will fall.
Renegade not afraid to challenge that angle. A man we know that can hit shots when he needs to. Just like you say, a 1-kill game here. What was just an Optic Gaming 5 or 6 kill lead. Just like that. Now a 2-kill game, 23 to 21. Renegade, though, shock rifle in hand, has a little bit of ammo and might be able to break the game open again.
Trade for either side here. Optic, though, even though that play came in from Renegade, and C9 did make that push. Wow. Managed to pick up a couple of kills. TriPPPeY versus Renegade. TriPPPeY, oh, he doesn't know where he is. He's lost himself on the GPS, and he gets taken down as he realized he wasn't able to close that gap as Renegade now. And C9 have slowed this game down. They have the camo as well. And there's a little gift from Renegade to his teammate Eco.
Oh boy, and look at this. They're just controlling this from back elevator, able to get that play. And like you said, TriPPPeY trying to go for like a little bit of a slide around the elevator top pillar just to avoid damage for a second, then pop back out for a sword lunge. It doesn't pay off. Eco with that sword camo. Sword is out, but not before the damage was done. Essentially a tied game here.
TriPPPeY picks up one in the feed, though. That's going to just give that 2-kill cushion, back to Optic. Here's the rest of Optic. Eco, oh dear, that doesn't look good for him. TriPPPeY doesn't get taken down. Renegade's there to try and trade damage, but the kill will be picked up by iGtUrPistola, and that's another sword picked up by Optic now. They've had control of this weapon for the majority of the game.
Ola getting call-outs there. Someone might have been bottom A. Looks like they're going to try to see if they're able to get that, but as you can see on screen, a lot of players here across yellow pipes, as well as top control. APG also getting a nice angle, so Optic Gaming extending their lead once again. We'll have to see if they can continue this or if C9 answers back off of this next respawn.
And again, it's someone having to make a play on either team to give the opportunity to pick up kills and a couple in quick succession. This time it was Optic Gaming. APG with that shock rifle picked up one and then was able to push onto the second to give them that cushion back. Lucid going to be challenging Renegade, who's got that new shock rifle. So now, Renegade, can you do what APG just did and give your team the numbers advantage to try and pull this back?
First shot doesn't connect. Ola just staying alive, bottom middle. Worth noting here that Cloud9 does have a winning record. A kill will come in. Optic having a losing record on this game type. So Cloud9 in a dangerous position here where they could certainly take this game back. They're only down by 3 now.
TriPPPeY was last alive here for Optic as well. They tried to make a play and C9 shut it down. Camo popping in 3 seconds, and with a 2-kill game in our hands, you feel like this camo could well be the difference maker.
Certainly, there it is, has popped, and all these teams are going to be focusing on it. Lucid gets the first kill. Potential opening opportunity for the side of Optic. That's a second kill as well.
iGtUrPistola. That That is a brave decision to take that battle. If you lose it, you might lose a lot of angles and a lot of control, but no, he does not. But this time he's got a flying Renegade who's got a shock rifle. He hits some shots and Renegade picks up a double. 1 kill the difference, make it 2 again as Lucid trades out StelluR.
You might have noticed it there. That was trippy with Camo. He went up the sneaky ledge, tried to push him with Ola. They did not have the numbers. They did not have the composition they needed. And that is Camo completely burned. And not just that, but they forfeit 2 kills with the Camo. Still somehow holding on to a 2-kill lead, though.
This is going to tell us a lot about Optic. It's 39 to 40. It's 1 kill. Make it 40 all. We're back to one of those situations, Andy, where it's so tight between the 2 teams for the majority of the game. But in the last knockings, when it matters, C9 take the lead. They're up by 1. Make that more as they go up by 4. Renegade with a double.
Renegade either gets repulsed there or just amazing drop slide to fly over his opponents just like that. It's 45 to 40. You said it perfectly on set. Cloud9 in the late game, they step up, and now what might be an insurmountable deficit for Optic Gaming.
Well, you wondered how Renegade got from point A to point B so quickly. He had the grapple. He picked up the double in pipes. He then once again puts the pressure onto Optic, takes down Ola, and now C9. They smell blood in the water here. And for Optic, once again, they find themselves in the same position. They have the game in their hands. They have the lead. But this ain't anyone. This is C9.
48-44. Not over yet.
Kill for C9. TriPPPeY. Unfortunately, the sword isn't enough as Cloud9 once again are colder than the waters at the back of Recharge. They're up by 2 in the series. And again, they're just clutch.
And I tell you what, those are some cold, cold waters in the back of Recharge. Many a Halo player have fallen back there. Optic Gaming, the ones that fall in that game. Cloud9 with a huge, not just come from behind win, but they bring the game to 45-40, blow it wide open. And it feels like when Cloud9 wants to turn it on, they just turn it on and they take the lead whenever they please. Oftentimes it's a late game.
Yeah, who is the kind of player who's brave enough to make a play in those kind of situations? It's Renegade. And there's certain players that fall into the category of playmakers, right? Renegade's one of them. Renegade, you look at Lucid, like I mentioned earlier, Frosty on Sentinels. Over the years, if there's a stalemate situation, someone needs to make something happen. These players do it more often than not. And Renegade, 19 and 9 in the game, but the 2 most important kills were off the back of that grapple into pipes.
Absolutely, he called it perfectly there, and I saw he had the grapple, but I didn't think about it. We caught it just a second late. He must have, like you said, grappled across, maybe from top yellow, maybe coming up yellow stairs, grapples over 2 players there on Optic, catches them completely off guard to pick up that double, which gave them that 5-kill lead, and guess what? They win the game by 5, a huge part of that game. Yeah,
I mean, you have to remember that Optic, until that 40-kill mark, were winning the game. You know, part 40 to 50. C9 won the game. It really is as simple as that. I know that sounds like a really obvious thing to say, but to win essentially 4/5 of the game and then fall in those final moments, it's just heartbreak again for Optic. But it's also a reminder to everyone that you have to be perfect against C9. And we use that term a lot, right? We use the term perfect a lot, but it's true. And it really is in this situation about as true as it can be. It was back-to-back doubles from Renegade that we just saw that basically gave them the opening to come back in this game. And from there, momentum is everything for C9.
This angle from Pznguin too. Look how he takes down Lucid, and you have Renegade doing this in pipes, like you said, off of the grapple. Lucid's not expecting a blue tunnel angle there to also join in that fight against top control. These little moments and team shots were the absolute difference maker for the side of C9. An incredible performance from them. And they just wait until their time to strike. They keep the game close, and they know they have the whole time. They play the entire game so perfectly. It's excellent game management from Cloud9.
It's just brilliant Halo from Cloud9. There's not much more you can say about it. You just have to kind of sit back and appreciate it for what it is. And now they're 1 game away from winning our grand finals. We're winning 3 online tournaments back-to-back. To add to that land in Raleigh, can Optic, though, find a way to make C9 bleed? If they can elongate the series, maybe just get under the skin of C9 a little bit. They're gonna have to do it sooner rather than later, because C9 looking like they just want to put another win on the board.
And it would, oh my, look at the perfect shot. Renegade with the confidence flying in PD stairs into PD, even against someone like Pistola. Just flies right in and picks up the perfect kill. Not done yet, picks up another kill on APG. Oh my, doing everything across the map, picks up a double kill on B stairs as well.
This is the best Renegade. This is the best of Renegade, I should say. It is also the best Renegade because he is hitting everything at the moment. finally the oddball is in the hands of C9 as well. And they have a back tower set up, and they have all players alive. They also have the Stalker rifle back to try and give that ball some protection. 2 kills fall in their favor. There is a player trying to flank in PD at the moment. It's TriPPPeY, but here's the help, and there's Renegade as well. And you just don't kill Renegade in this game. The man is just playing like he's on a mission.
Yeah, sorry, if you were coming here to kill Renegade, it's just not going to happen today. You might want to try another time because he has all the help. In a situation where you're positive he's going to die pack PD, he jumps up, perfectly jukes around the planter, then even gets a little bit of help. As well, they will continue scoring.
22-0. Optic just not being able to get going at the moment. And it's not a detriment to how they're playing. It's just C9 are just playing really, really good. I know it's not the most analytical thing I could possibly say, Andy, but it's not true. I mean, it's not wrong. It is true. Oh my goodness.
They've left you speechless for words here on set. Just Cloud9 absolutely dominating, and they look so good. I gotta say though, despite all that slaying control, only up 32-3 here. So I think we're seeing amazing slaying, amazing map control, also great team shots, but not really translating to perfect objective efficiency just yet, as this game is still within 20.
I don't think it was speechless. I just didn't form a sentence that made sense.
I'm trying to help you out here, man. I'm trying.
That's
really
all right.
trying.
I know where my flaws are. It's all good, but you're completely right. Optic finally have some control here. They have APG with the rockets. They have Renegade, and somehow or other, Renegade manages to position himself well enough that APG has to hit almost a pixel perfect rockets, taken down, takes no damage, and then what happens? Renegade jumps back out with a bulldog to make him pay.
TriPPPeY keeping this game close. Take a look at this, man. He's 7.
Oh
My. Quite a statement coming in there from Renegade, shutting that down, and they will continue scoring once again, Cloud9. Not just looking over the body, but also even a shake of the head there.
Yeah.
And then a thrust to stay alive. Renegade, he's able to come in, do the trash talk, also pop some shots into seed, throws back. The man is on fire right now.
Yeah, I mean, we talked about dance floors that I've seen on Sunday night event, right? And some of the dances that, you know, you've been involved with yourself. That's after you've had a few too many. And I'm looking down on the floor and thinking, come on, Andy, it's time for you to go back to your room. For Pistola, he's going to need maybe some confidence starting to flow through him. The bulldog in his hand, StelluR taken down. Optic starting to at least get some points on the board here, and we have to remember that this isn't over quite yet. Oh no!
Oh no!
Oh no! What just happened there? Pistola had his life saved because that looked like a scary moment, but Pistola once again somehow managed to survive where others may not have.
Absolutely. Now, here's the thing, though. We're talking about Cloud9's dominance. The question about objective efficiency stands because it's still 55-24 in a game where we've seen a lot of control from Cloud9, but Optic still with a lot of slays on the board, and it remains still a 20-point game. This is not over yet.
APG, last player alive, taken down. TriPPPeY comes off the respawn, and now this will be an opportunity to set up here for Pznguin if he can just get around this corner, but Pznguin gets taken down. TriPPPeY with a vital kill here, and mid-map control is in Optic's hands. Not for the first time we've seen them with rockets. Now, can they put them to use?
TriPPPeY trade there, did not want to waste the rocket. You have to hope that he has help along neons, and it looks like based on map composition that they will have someone who's able to go neons for those rockets, so there still should be 2 left for them, but C9's been scoring all this time, and it's no longer a 20-point game, now it's a 40-point game.
Double boot coming in from Renegade. Unfortunately, he gets taken down by that grenade, which was left on the floor for him as a little parting gift. APG tries to push. StelluR gets the help from Pznguin, though. There's a back smack, but doesn't count. Doesn't matter too much because the second one is there. Look at the score, though. First time we've seen this ball back in tram here for Cloud9. 79 points and rising. Optic only really have 1 or 2 pushes left here, or the first round will go to the side of Cloud9.
Cloud9 just taking advantage of the chaos of the carnage and a little bit of kills exchange at mid-map, but they don't care. They're continuing to score here now into the 92-point mark.
StelluR's on his bike as well. Recognizes the pressure coming in. TriPPPeY trying to take some angles. Pznguin going to be dropping out bottom mid. Look at that team fire and grenades, though, from C9. It just feels like whenever you have a few quick shots onto a member of C9 at the moment, if you're Optic, the help always comes in just as you feel you're about to secure the kill and you die yourself.
Watch the numbers here. We're going to need to see some great Halo from Optic if they want to bring this game back. Now they have the tram hold, but like you said, Cloud9's going to wait for each other. They're going to start to shoot together. StelluR's the first to go down. Renegade too, though, so we could see a run here from Optic Gaming.
It needs to be a run. Pznguin just playing sneaky on those grenades as well. You can see, hasn't been seen. He's managed to sneak down. Lucid knows there's someone there. Finally, the call comes in because TriPPPeY is doing the damage. And speaking of which, perfect shots with that Stalker rifle. are going to remove another player. Renegade going to be challenging, and Renegade fears no one, and Renegade puts him on his back.
Lucid takes that nade damage there at the C door and still confidently goes out, and Renegade unsurprisingly takes him down. I'm surprised to see Lucid fight that when he didn't necessarily need to at that exact time.
Yeah, I agree. I think maybe that's a little bit of a hangover from Renegade, a little bit of a shake in the head saying you ain't good enough to challenge me. Well, Renegade wins that fight, and Renegade wins the round with the ball in his hands as C9 move one round away from being your champs.
Surprised to see that from Lucid there. I mean, great to see the confidence, but it feels like a low percentage play, and also a play that you don't often see from Lucid as he's such a high percentage player. Now, here we go, though. Cloud9 only one round away from closing out another tournament with a 3-0 grand final. 2
kills fall in their favor. Make that 3 as they have control of the map, the Oddball, and the Rockets. They also have the Stalker Rifle now as Lucid will be taken down. So the perfect start from Cloud9 here. It could not have been cleaner. It could not have been better for, you know, if you could have drawn it up on a piece of paper.
And one thing that I was knocking, of course, was as 3 dead for the side of Optic. TriPPPeY gonna be the last player alive on Neons. Oh my god, Renegade, do not do this.
Surely not.
Somehow TriPPPeY in the end wins that, but Renegade almost pulling off what seemed impossible. But, you know, I was doing a lot of knocking C9's objective efficiency just because the game was within 20 points for what seemed like an extended duration. You got to give credit to Cloud9. They keep these games close. They go tit for tat against their opponents, picking up all the kills they need to. And then once the opportunity to really get these holds presents itself, that's when C9 strikes, and they're continuing to do that game after game.
I mean, wherever Pistola looked there was a C9 member, and it was a different one every single time. Renegade doing some work with that pulse carbine as well, just to drop some shields. And let me tell you, you pick that thing up and you hit a full burst with it, those shields drop almost immediately. Renegade using everything in the sandbox at the moment, but Pistola will finally slow it down.
Once again, it's a 14-point lead, but you could tell that Cloud9 is playing Slayer heavy oddball. They were playing control heavy oddball. They would rather keep this game close and maintain control for 4 or 5 minutes of play and then win the game with a solid tram hold rather than trying to all in and get all the points that they can on the board. They play a much more disciplined, a much slower paced oddball, and as you can see, it pays off on the scoreboard and on the rounds.
Pznguin drops a no shield. Stalker Rifle in the hands of TriPPPeY means he'll be able to hold that P streak for quite some time. StelluR will have to be careful as well, but look at the confidence in the shots from StelluR, saying which TriPPPeY says, okay, nice shots. I'm going to have a little bit of a rebuttal myself, and manages to peel him off of that balcony with the nice headshot. Rockets in the hands of Pistola, Optic with the hold at PD.
Look at Ola not wanting to be all the way into tires to try to force this angle. I like this. It's too easy to get naded out. It's too easy to get double teamed. Instead, he's sitting back. Look, I like this play from Ola. Pre-fires, back arcade. That doesn't connect, but Optic Gaming now with a lead here in this game. We'll see if they can put another round on the board. 3 dead for their side, though.
What a push. What a push from Cloud9. 3 dead for Optic. C9 back with the ball in their hands. Optic did get some time on the board, though. 36 points for them, but as C9 crossed that 20-point margin, you can see that Renegade's already waiting on that Bulldog. Lucid with the first kill, though, and a Stalker Rifle. 2 kills full as Cloud9 find themselves on the back foot for now.
Nice little rotate. Get that away from A, get it back to Neons. It's much harder now for Optic to get this ball out of Neons. And look at the pressure. Gonna come right away on the side of Neons. Eco and StelluR gonna push out together, but Lucid has something to say about that.
A little bit trapped though at the moment. You can see as the player is flanking, that's gonna be StelluR. StelluR with a double kill on the flank. APG taken down as well. 3 dead here. TriPPPeY last alive. Grabs the elbow and says, peace out, boys.
Actually a nice little rotate for a second, and a nice kill from TriPPPeY as well. Might even be able to do more damage. Finally gets taken down, but nice little toss of the ball and a pickup kill. And also look at that once again. So just little plays like that start to add up. We'll see if Optic can stay alive in this game.
Yes, a little bit of scrappy time here or there is giving Optic the lead that they currently have. Eco, wow, some shots onto Pistola there. TriPPPeY does manage to get the trade almost immediately. Pznguin last alive now for Cloud9. It looks like Optic is starting to up the pace a little bit here. They know they need to take the fight to C9. It might make the game a little bit scrappy here, but it's working in their favor.
Nice triple team coming in from Optic. You cannot allow Pznguin to trade there, and if there's anyone who could do it, it's Pznguin. They all send all 3 players back A to clean up that kill. Do not let the trade come in. If you do, it spells disaster. It also makes this rocket grab harder. So like you said, some momentum, some energy for the side of Optic. They have rockets and control.
They need to play this perfectly, though. And Lucid has a lot of pressure on his shoulders. You can see one player's chasing. Pznguin manages to survive. Eco, he'll be taken down. So this play from Lucid has allowed the ball carrier to A, survive, and B, get out of dodge. Pznguin's going to be challenging, and some shots from Pznguin are going to put Lucid down. Oh, my word. Re-challenges confidently onto the P streak. And if you needed an indication, people at home, of how much confidence C9 have in each other's comms, that was a perfect example, Andy.
C9 overloads the ball perfectly, even though we saw great rocket damage out of Rocket 1 from Lucid and the second Rocket Connect. They still end up with control, and they really isolated the battles around ball to get that ball down before it could be rotated all the way through Neons and all the way into Tram.
StelluR last alive here for Cloud9. Ball is on his side of the map, and you can see that he might be able to scrap up a few seconds of time, because it looks like his teammates are actually going to be spawning with him as Optic spawn out towards Tram. So surviving there for StelluR, once again, instrumental to influencing where those spawns were going to come in. And with that, Cloud9 all of a sudden tie the game up and take the lead.
Look at that. The little play from StelluR to drop and shoot TriPPPeY on the ball spawn. Those little moments. And guess what? Right away in the feed, even though you didn't see an assist pop, that kill gets cleaned up. The awareness of when to drop and shoot and which angles to help Cloud9 is once again head and shoulders above their competition. Renegade on the C flank as well. Now this could be the home stretch, and it's a perfect tram rotate from Cloud9.
Yeah, it's just ridiculous what we're seeing from Cloud9 at the moment. They are finding form at the best possible time, and this is their final form, or is there more to come from them? Optic needs to step up, and they need to step up now. They don't have much time to play with. C9 just around 21 points, or exactly 21 points, I should say, from closing out our grand finals.
Look at Cloud9 in the kill feed, just 10, 10, 10, 10. Finally, we see who get 11, but these guys are lockstep in terms of their strategy and even their kills on the board as well. Right now, 21 points away from closing this one out. Look at Renegade, so clinical. Hits the melee thrust back to not let any melee damage come into him, and then hits the Bulldog. It's going to be a double kill for him as well, and that's going to lead to even more ball time. 20 points left.
First round when C9 won, it was with Renegade with the ball in his hands. This time he gives it off to a teammate because he has that Stalker rifle. Eco has the rockets, and with that, Optic haven't got much chance. He picks up one with the Stalker. StelluR manages to survive this little push that is coming in, as APG does finally manage to slow things down as the ball is dropped for a few seconds. Optic make the break.
Somehow they break it there. The 93-point mark is going to see a little bit of ball time here from APG. Gets knitted out right away, though. 2 dead for both sides.
93 points. Optic know they need to pressurize that ball. They cannot let C9 escape with it, but that's exactly what's happened. 97 and rising. A trade comes in. TriPPPeY is going to have all of C9 flying at him. No. StelluR picks up that ball. StelluR will pick up the win, and Cloud9 go back to back to back in the Pro Series. They will be your champs.
3 weeks in a row of Pro Series. They stacked that on top of an HCS Raleigh win. Undefeated in their last 4 is Cloud9. And not only are they on top, but they continue to get better week after week.
Ridiculous. Sublime. There's so many words that can be used to describe the performance we've just seen from Cloud9, but it was pretty much perfect. It's the only real way you can put it. I have not seen Halo Infinite played so consistently at such a high level with so few mistakes, Andy, since the game dropped.
So few mistakes, and you hear Pznguin himself saying, we take each situation as if it's 0-0. We get the damage we need, we get the picks we need, we stay alive. Take a look at some highlights from that game number 3, because C9 just looks too strong.
Yeah, I mean, Renegade was, you could tell that he was feeling himself in that last game as well. The confidence was there, the Bulldog shots, the thrust, everything he needed to put into that cauldron to get that result that they were looking for. And it just seemed like Optic, even when they had rockets, even when they had power weapons, they'd pick up a couple of kills, but across the map, teammates would be falling. Somehow C9 would make the most of a different situation, and it's tough to play against this team at the moment, especially when they're feeling so confident.
Gotta say, Renegade's shake of the head did not make the highlight reel. That's too hot for TV.
I'm not sure about that. Yeah, I'm not sure about that.
This is a family program. We can't have that kind of things here. Too hot for the broadcast. Renegade did, of course, show some disrespect during that game, a little shake of the head, and after that round, it just felt like no matter what lead Optic got, they were up by 30 at one point in this game, but in the end, Cloud9, once again, they know how to play these games, and it's perfect game management from C9. Whenever they're down, they know exactly how to get back in the game.
I think one thing that stood out for me from those highlights is it's so difficult to track all of C9 sometimes. You saw a few occasions where Renegade was just walking behind players who had no idea they were there. It's just because of the pace that the team was moving at. And